is now.
The winner of our band of the year.
Stop posing, Rob.
What does?
Do you want your hat?
It means a lot. It's great. To have anyone give you a big thumbs up is always great. But I mean, Germany's a very important market for us. I mean, obviously we play a lot in the UK, and we get a lot of support from Germany. So it's something that we don't tend to win much, and we're not fashionable. We just do what we do. So to win an award is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for it.
Yeah, thank you.
How do you like the overall idea of such competition?
The overall idea?
Well, it's nice. I mean, the fact that you've got people voting is always positive, isn't it? Because that sees our people passionate. Do they want to get behind the band? So yeah, we're up for it. I mean, we don't try and win anything really. we don't. We don't. Tart ourselves around, I guess you could say. But no, we were. I say we were thrilled to be nominated, and we were delighted to win. Yeah.
Personal question: where will you keep this award?
Oh, that's not been decided yet.
Well, that could be
I get it one week.
We've got a shelf in the studio
where
we've got,
and actually we're working on our studio anyway, so
Yeah,
I think
it'll
it'll be a
keep
nice
the studio.
piece.
Fried
Yeah.
plate, just next to the gold records.
Yeah.
And it's our first award. So it's not
We have got a door that won't stay open. But no, it'll stay in our studio because that's our hub. That's where we work from. Sometimes work from. So no, it'll definitely go there. Get a little spotlight for it or something.
Okay. The sound of the second album is different. It doesn't sound as the first one. Did this happen on purpose?
I think accidentally on purpose.
What was that?
The second album doesn't sound as dark as the first, but I think it was, I wouldn't say it was deliberate to begin with. I think we accidentally on purpose developed it as it went along. We was kind of reaching for something different, and Ed had said, oh, I kind of see this happening and that happening, and we kind of kept the tempo up, and definitely.
Yeah. And we'd also changed the lineup with the band. Ian joined us for the second album, so we were bound to get heavier and a bit more rocky anyway.
And there's more of a freshness about it. I think that's why it's perhaps not quite as dark. There's more of a band bonding there.
But it was written and developed as a band, so we were all in studio and everyone was inputting to it. And I mean, we had earlier versions of a lot of the songs. They sounded very, very different, but they wouldn't have worked on an album because they didn't fit together. So a lot of the work was essentially to find sound as a band. So the album sounded like every track on there belonged to a set of songs. It wasn't just just a scrapbook.
Accidentally on purpose. I don't think we set out to do that, but as we got partway through the process, it was. Yeah, it was all coming together.
It started off sounding very much like the last album. Then as it went on,
and
it
then
became
just
a different beast.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Thank you, Rob.
How long did you work on this?
About 6.5 minutes.
On the toilet.
We wrote it faster than it takes to play.
Most practically all of the songs were written last year. And were worked on together by the whole band. A few of them we were trying out acoustically, but it worked better because I think we've all learned that if we just write our favourite song and the other people can't contribute their bit or buy into it, then it's not as good. You've got to feel that you're contributing to feel passionate about your song, and I think that's what worked with this thing, is everybody contributed to every single song. And literally by just working in the studio, improving things, Maya would take things away and work on them at home, and we just brought it all together.
I think an important thing also was a lot of the songs we played live before we recorded them, which meant that we each had a feel for where a various instrument should fit before we actually went to the studio and tried to capture it.
And a couple of the songs we've never played live before.
Well, yeah.
And we're very lucky, really, that everybody in the band is very generous. So if it doesn't need a particular guitar part, they won't play it. If it only needs one vocal, they won't sing it. Because a lot of bands struggle because they're egos. Everybody wants to play everything and do everything, but we don't. We're very lucky for that. If it's Maya's going to sing it, Maya's going to sing it. If we don't need a solo, we don't have a solo. So I think that's one of our real strong points. A lot of people, they fill their ego up, but we just do a little bit more together, and it makes it stronger.
Please
that.
Well, I mean, basically, people would bring a rough song. I mean, me and Rob did a few acoustic gigs and had some rough songs on, and then it's given to the other people, who will then contribute towards it. Maya tends to take things away and then bring them back.
And me and Rob worked on one together, didn't we?
We
for
did.
a bit, and brought it back. So the sound, and Ian was working on one as well, and put that into the melting pot. So yeah, it's very collaborative.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. We all have our own little parts to play and take bits away and come back and throw them in and say what do you think. But I think you're right. The band's very open. Oh, maybe calm that down, or we'll have a bit more of that.
I think the important thing is we hang out together a lot, and we practice together a lot, and you know, it's there's no sense that the project is something we'll do in the future. It just, we're always doing it, so there's always something going on. There's always some refinement going on. That's the best. You can't have an idea on demand. You can't say, right, on Tuesday we're going to record a song. You know, these kind of things emerge organically, and you know, and when the time is right, because we've got the studio and we've got things set up, we can just go and record them when it's right to do so.
It's interesting because a lot of bands demo and record lots and lots of songs and then choose the best. But pretty much what we worked on is what went on. I mean, I don't think we did. No,
we threw some ideas away.
Ideas, yeah,
and riffs, but we never threw a whole song away.
No,
because I think we realised that something wasn't working. We didn't go any further with it.
I think also that in recent years, a lot of bands have tended to use the fact that you can fit 70 minutes on a CD to record 70 minutes, and you get 16, 17 songs, with 3 songs being very good and the rest being absolute rubbish. But one thing we agreed on is that we wanted to do about the length of a proper EP, LP, sorry, 40 minutes, 10 songs, and I think that really helped, because I think a lot of bands recently, they just write and record and record and record, and then they cut it to about 16, and you think, if you'd actually ditched 4 or 5 of those songs and worked a little bit harder on the core ones, it might have been a stronger album, you know, it might have all hung together a bit better.
Are there already plans for the new album?
Sort of. I mean, the frustrating thing about being in a band is once you've recorded, you've then got to put some work into promoting it to justify it. If you move on too early, then everybody doesn't get to hear it. You start.
I mean, that's why we put the EP rather than, you know, just put out a single, because we knew Anywhere was a strong single. So rather than just, you know, record a cover or re-record an old song or something to throw something on the B-side, we thought, right, we've got to think to about what we're going to record. Let's use this as an exercise to see where our songwriting has got to. And I think we came up with 2 pretty strong new songs, which was a fun process, and there was no pressure to try and find another 10 songs. We just, you know, found what we found.
Yeah.
Both those 2 songs will probably make it onto the next album as well.
Spread it thinly.
We'll probably do another EP, and you know, that'll give us some more writing. We'll see where we're going then.
When we received your album, hardly anyone in Germany know you and your music. While otherwise you already were so successful here in the UK. And this was quite a surprise for us. What do you think about this strange situation?
Because we haven't played in Germany, but I mean, I don't know if we're lazy or arrogant, but we don't really have the time to go over and play opening gigs all around Europe. So we've got to do it in other ways. We want to come to Germany. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we will next year. This year, in fact. It's 2011.
This year,
we really want to play in Leipzig if anyone's listening.
But so it's been a slow burner, and as I said.
Look, I think it fits into the same policy we have with the gigs in the UK. We will not take a bad gig these days, because every show we do is building, you know, to on our reputation. If we do a bad gig, if we do a small gig in an L-shaped room in a strange pub and 3 people turn up, it doesn't help us. And I think the same thing. We don't want to come across to Germany and do an also-ran gig. We want to go and put on a proper show. So that's what we're working towards, and it means that we haven't put in so much groundwork, and we've been hoping that the album and the singles and reputation and radio play and all that kind of stuff can help us with that.
Look, I think as a band we do definitely plan to tour Germany as soon.
I mean, we love playing live. That's the whole reason we do it. We're a live band.
I mean, before the last album came out in this country, Rhombus's major reputation was on playing live. And then gradually what we've released has actually become as strong as the live gig. So it is one of those frustrating things really, that we're only as strong as our recorded material to new markets, but the one thing that is always strong is the live show, and it consistently gets stronger. But we want to bring the full package to Germany really. We want to turn up at decent venues, all the gear, the whole lot, bring it in and do a decent show.